Hola y bienvenido to today's Spanish lesson. Today, I will be teaching you the verb ser, which means to be in English. Are you ready? Comencemos. Well, as probably you already know, adjectives are words to describe people or things. You can use the verb ser with adjectives to describe what someone is like in the Spanish language. Pretty much the same as in English. Well, today we're gonna do a repaso, which means a review of the verb ser in the present tense. I already presented a class on how to conjugate the verb ser in the present tense. So if you want to go back, and if you haven't seen this lesson, go ahead and browse it in my channel, and you can go ahead and check it out. But right now, we're just going to do a quick review. So the way you conjugate the verb ser, it's yo soy, tú eres, él, ella, usted es, nosotros, nosotras somos, ellos, ellas, ustedes son. So, this is how the verb ser ends. And remember, the verb ser, it's a irregular verb, so it won't have the endings as other regular verbs. But we'll get to regular verbs and more conjugations in the near future. So let's go ahead and do some examples with sentences. Carlos is the subject, and es is the verb already conjugated, and simpático is your adjective. So we form a sentence: Carlos es simpático. It's very simple. You have your subject, you have your verb, and then you have your adjective to describe how Carlos is. Okay, very good. Carlos es simpático. Estela es simpática. Pedro es alto. Rosa y Juan son altos. So, in the Spanish language, usually you don't need to know the subject pronoun if you already know who the subject pronoun is. And if you already clearly know who the subject is, as in English, you have to know who the subject is, and then you use the same subject pronoun in order to describe that person. In Spanish, it's not the same case. We'll look at some examples right now. For example, when you ask, ¿Cómo es el profesor? How is the professor? Well, we know who the subject is, right? Someone is asking us about the professor, so we can answer back, es bajo y guapo. So we just add the conjugated verb at the beginning, and then we use two adjectives, es bajo y guapo. You don't have to say el profesor es bajo y guapo, because we already know who the subject is. ¿Cómo son Leticia y Pedro? Son inteligentes. And I'm using son because Leticia y Pedro is they or ellos. So in the conjugation, ellos, you use son. So we end up with son inteligentes, and we already also know who Leticia and Pedro are. So we use son. Let's move on. Actually, before I move on, I need to invite you to subscribe to my channel. I've been doing this for a couple of months, and I took about 2-3 weeks to rethink all of this on how I'm going to present all of these classes. And I need people to start subscribing, so I am inviting you to subscribe to my channel, and you will be getting these lessons for free. You can also suggest to your friends or whoever you know who might be interested in learning Spanish. Go ahead and share this with them. Thank you. In the Spanish language, to say what someone is not like, just write the word no in front of the verb. To say it in the opposite way. So let's look at some examples. No soy tonto. We have the word no, and then we have the conjugated verb, and then we have the adjective. No soy tonto. I am not a dummy. Soy inteligente. I am intelligent. Okay, so just add the no at the beginning in front of the verb to say the opposite of the sentence. Okay, now we're gonna look at some sample sentences. Yo soy muy alta. I am very tall. Tú eres tímido. You are timid. Now, as we go along with the classes and as the class advances, then we'll be stopping the English version, and pretty soon all of my classes will be switching from some English into no English at all towards the end, but it's still a while. So if you are new to this lesson and you haven't watched my other videos from the beginning, I will encourage you to start from chapter 1, lesson 1, and continue from there, because otherwise you are going to be getting lost. Now, if you're just looking for some something to refer to for your classes or something that you want to learn, it's okay, just stay in this class. Tú eres tímido. You are timid. Mis amigos son serios. So we have the conjugated verb with the adjective, which is describing my friends. Mis compañeros de trabajo no son perezosos. And all of these words we have already learned them from previous classes. So this is why I'm telling you that I will be taking the English version away pretty soon, because your vocabulary bank, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Now we have an activity here, so that way you can see how these verb and adjectives are used in real life, more or less. We have this scenario of 3 people, and she is showing him, or actually, I'm sorry, him is showing her her friends and describing them. Esta es mi amiga Esther. Es morena. Es muy atlética y es muy simpática. I'm going to read it a little bit faster. Esta es mi amiga Esther. Es morena. Es muy atlética y es muy simpática. As you can tell, I only use the subject one time, Esther, and on the rest of the sentences, I don't use Esther. I'm just using the conjugated verb because I already know that I am talking about Esther, which is a subject. Okay? Este es mi amigo Julián. Es un poco serio. Es muy inteligente. También es muy trabajador. Again, the same thing. The first introductory sentence, I am describing Julian, and I am saying that he is my friend, and also the conjugated verb right here. And on the rest of the sentences, I am not using his name anymore because I already know that he's talking about Julian, which is the subject. Let's move on. Now, this is how you introduce yourself, or this is how you describe yourself. Soy Juliana. Soy trabajadora y muy inteligente. Soy alta y romántica. Soy un poco morena y muy atlética. Now I'm going to read it a little bit faster. Soy Juliana. Soy trabajadora y muy inteligente. Soy alta y romántica. Soy un poco morena y muy atlética. Okay, let's move on. So here are the activities, and I am serious about this. If you really want to learn how to write, read, and speak Spanish, don't skip the activities. I am not telling you to do it right now. However, you can do it on your own time. But the activities are very, very important so that you can learn more, a faster pace. You learn how to read, how to write, and how to speak it. So here we go. So actividad. On this actividad, you're going to learn how to hablar, escribir, y leer. Look at the pictures below and describe them using the verb ser plus the adjectives. So go ahead and look at these pictures of these individuals and form sentences. So you can use the verb ser plus the adjectives. For example, Raúl y Pedro son morenos y extrovertidos. So I'm probably describing this picture here. However, you can continue and describe this picture, her, him, and him. Okay. Also, once you're done with these pictures, you can practice describing one of your friends and one of your family members. It could be your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, or whoever you want. But go ahead and write down the sentences and use the verb adjectives to make a perfect sentence. Let's move on. Now I have an extra activity, una actividad extra. This actividad is going to be challenging. However, this is the only way I learn English. So now I'm telling you, if you do this activity, you will learn how to speak and how to listen to yourself speaking Spanish. So, instructions. Using a recording device, such as your phone, record yourself reading the sentences that you just wrote in the previous actividad, and then play them. Listen to your own voice and hear how you sound. You may also have someone else listen to them. Now, this activity is fun. I used to record myself speaking English, and I like the way I sounded. So I was very excited, and I knew I was doing progress because I was speaking. So I want to give you this activity for you. So the sentences that you did on the previous activity, go ahead and record them yourself on your phone and then listen to them and see how you sound. Okay, well, on the suggestions, you can let me know how you sounded, if you liked it or not, and I'm going to extend this activity in the future with some other activities that you may end up uploading them and for everyone else to listen, so that way everyone else can see your progress as well. Well, before I leave, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel and tell your friends about my channel. And if they want to learn Spanish, or just go ahead and do some reviews, if you're taking classes right now, go ahead and browse through my channel. Well, thank you very much. This is the end of this class, and don't forget to subscribe to continue getting your free classes, which I am doing my best to teach you the best I can. Nos vemos hasta la próxima.